Let me start by saying I don't think or believe there is only one way to design something. That's a pretty narrow-minded approach. But what many people consider to be minimal design is actually something else trying to be minimal just for the sake of fitting a trend. The concept and background of minimal graphic design is often confused by a lot of graphic designers, and today we're going to see exactly why. When most people think of minimal design, they instantly think of design with a lot of white space, maybe a single small paragraph of text in the corner. With the minimal logos, they think of a single geometric shape or a line logo. The truth is that yes, some of those logos might be minimal, however their thought process is all wrong. Actual minimal design has a purpose and a relevancy, and minimal design might even use many colours, like with the branding project for Vitamin Water by the Collins design agency. The brief outline for this project stated that the simplicity side of Vitamin Water should be kept in the message behind the brand identity, and they wanted the product to be easily recognised on the shelves. This is the key importance of minimal design. It's all about function. Let's take a look at some of the aspects of minimal design and also examples that go with them, because there are three at the very core. They are that the design must be driven by the message or the function. The second is the designer is going to remove any clutter that distracts the viewer from engaging with the content and overall message of the design. And finally, that each design element serves a purpose to achieving the final goal. So let's break these down one by one with some examples. So the first one is a rule I personally apply to a lot of my designs anyway. A design should be guided by the message you want to deliver to the audience. This example of Muse and Meta illustrates that perfectly. The branding and package design reinforces the brand is minimal in nature, but that's only because it helps deliver the brand's message. Kombucha is a healthy choice to drink, and with health comes the notion or the idea of cleanliness, purity, and so on. Having a minimal design drives that idea to the consumer with heavy use of white space and muted pastel colours. This isn't minimal design for the sake of being minimal, it has a purpose of driving a story to the viewer which they can then buy into. I hope it's kind of clicking into place now. The second rule of true minimal design is that things shouldn't be cluttered. Minimal design is all about function and sending a message to the audience in the most efficient way possible. It isn't meant to be about looking trendy or to look cool. It has a purpose, or it should have a purpose. If the design is cluttered, the message is not going to be delivered as effectively. So this design for Tinker demonstrates that perfectly, as they have the back in stock text and then some brief information below, nothing more. This is all that needs to be delivered to the audience, and thus we have a minimal design. Yes, the fonts are chosen carefully and there is hierarchy, but after watching my videos you should know about those things anyway. In removing clutter, we do end up with lots of white space, usually speaking anyway. And it's not that minimal design tries to have lots of white space, it's just that by removing excess unwanted elements, we have white space remaining. But also white space does help the viewer to latch onto the key areas of interest. The third rule that we spoke about was that every design element needs to have a purpose on a minimal design. True minimal design isn't minimal for the sake of being labelled as minimal. It becomes that way simply by virtue of wanting to deliver a message. A prime example here would be the Apple iPod adverts. The silhouette represents the consumer viewing the advert. The iPod is the product that the consumer wants. The logo enforces the brand's influence and presence. And then, crucially, the background is the main point of attraction that brings in the viewers in the first place because it's really bright, bold, and colourful. Every element is useful and every element has a purpose. These three rules are what make up true minimal graphic design. It is what it is, and it's not fake minimal design that is attempting to look a certain way for aesthetics alone. This way of designing is very useful, especially in branding, but of course it isn't going to be necessary in every single situation or project. It's just a tool, and like with any tool, you shouldn't become emotionally attached to it or emotionally angered by it. If you want to learn more about graphic design, do click a video down below, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.